So how did the band form?
We were 16 when we met. We all went to the same school, Brit School, down in Croydon, which is a music college. It was fantastic. It was one of those. It was a state school. None of us had to pay any fees to go there, so all kids of lots of different backgrounds kind of shoved together in the same building, making music together. And we formed a band probably after the first week. Me and Rich started, and then these guys joined the next year, and they joined the band.
So writing-wise, how do you start writing a song? Do you do lyrics first or a melody?
I've kind of come at it in every different way over the years, lots and lots of different ways. Sometimes a lyric is the thing, sometimes never a whole lyric, but sometimes just a line or a lyrical hook is a good way to start with a song. Sometimes just a rhythm or something is a good way to start with a song, and sometimes I'll sit down with a chord sequence, and sometimes I'll bring it to the band when it's really just a very, very basic idea, and the boys will play on it and we'll develop it together. Sometimes we'll start with a big jam session, and then those ideas will get developed into full songs, fully fledged songs, you know.
So Fill My Little World Right Up was one of your biggest hits. What was the inspiration behind that?
There was a demo which was kind of badly programmed by me on a computer originally, but it had this kind of oddness about it, this odd little groove and this kind of like very simple melody, and it just seemed very pop, and it was one of those songs that we just...
It's one of the first we recorded,
yeah,
isn't it?
very early on, and we just played it. I mean, it literally was a case of just go, okay, this is kind of how it goes. Everyone heard their parts, was like, okay, great, we just played it, and it just sounded like that. It just sounded right straight away, that song.
Do you prefer being live on stage, or do you like being in the studio and recording the songs?
If you spent all the time just constantly in the studio, you'd kind of maybe get a bit, you go stir crazy and get a bit boring, get a bit bored, and you would also...
If you're away from home too long, touring it gets...
Well, yeah, same, but I mean, yeah, then, and if you have the sort of validation of playing something in front of a crowd and then they're singing along, then you know that the thing you made in the studio has connected with people, and you can actually see that in front of you. So you kind of need both, I think.
Tell us some of your touring highlights.
There are a few highlights today in Bexhill.
Yeah, woke
we
up with the kind of view out of our bus window, which is just like this glorious morning, you know, by the seaside. It's absolutely
We
beautiful.
had a long walk on the beach.
Yeah,
Went and bought some
vintage tat in one of the vintage tat shops. Gorgeous. We had a lovely day so far. Yeah.
So how does the Delaware compare to other venues you've played?
Oh, it feels much more independent, much more of an interesting place. It's a beautiful building. It's an extraordinary piece of architecture. And it's a great location. It's very different. It's not like anything else we've ever done. And there are some other gigs in pavilions, but sometimes they're a little bit tired and worn out. And this, to me, feels like a real hub for the community. This place. It seems to be, you know, like the real heart of the town.
It's where we'd be if we lived here, isn't it?
Yeah, totally gorgeous.
So how important do you think the Delaware is for a music scene, both locally and in a wider community?
I can imagine it's vital.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, towns like that, this need life. You know, they need things going on. They need facilities, and they need, this provides live music, and there's all kinds of events going on. You can see there's exhibitions downstairs, and it feels like a real hub for the community. And I think towns, particularly towns like this, old seaside towns, really do need a place that can bring life to them. And you know, what's better than a music venue and a place which is an art gallery and all the stuff that goes on here. Seems we've only been here for a day, but it seems to me that there's an extraordinary amount of stuff going on here. So, yeah, it's obviously very important, isn't it?
Yeah.